It being the appointed hour of 9 o'clock, we're going to open the Senate Ways and Means Committee, and I ask Senator Murphy to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Senator. We will open the the non-germane hearing on the proposed amendment 252214, and I recognize the prime sponsor, Senator Innes.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and other committee members. Nice to see you today. I'm going to be very brief this morning, and Dan Innes from Bradford, New Hampshire, representing District 7. And I'm bringing to you Amendment 2025-2214S. And this is an amendment specific to a new school district that was formed in my district last year. And they've run into a little bit of a snafu with setting the tax rate for this year. And essentially, it comes down to a requirement that taxes by member towns be limited to the prior year's assessed evaluation times 1/2 of the previous year's rate. Well, in this case, because it's a new district, and the equation is will be changing fairly dramatically, putting that requirement in place creates a little bit of a problem. And there's a speaker behind me who will explain the details of the situation to you. But what this amendment does is create an exception to that so we can get the new tax rate set, and the residents won't be faced with a normal tax bill now and then a much larger one in December. We'll sort of smooth that out, allow people to budget. The Department of Revenue Administration is perfectly fine with the amendment, and they say they can implement it with no problem. If you have any basic questions, happy to take those. Otherwise, you get the details here in just a second. All right. Thank you very much.
Wait 1 second.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I understand. Again, so last term,
Yes.
we allowed the voters of the newfound school district to be able to vote on whether they want to split off and form a new school district. They did that vote. They had that vote. They chose to split off.
Yes.
And that breaking up of that school district just created an issue for when tax rates are set. And this bill is just fixing that problem for
Yes.
when tax rates can be set.
Exactly.
Thank you. I just
All
want to
right.
make sure I
Great
understand.
summary.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Russell.
Good morning, Senators, and thank you for allowing me to speak this morning. My name is Russ Holden. I will be the superintendent of the Passamaquoddy School District, SAU 108. I will be brief. As mentioned, HB 349 was passed last year, allowing the towns of Bridgewater, Hebron, and Groton to form a new school district, SAU 108. Working with the school district in the three towns from September of last year, working with the DRA, we realized that there was going to be an issue with the tax bill. They were going to run us off the newfound old SAU 4's function of that tax bill. When our budget was passed, we continued to work with DRA. Unfortunately, through whatever means, there was a deadline missed, and with this will allow us then to, as Senator Innes said, to establish a tax rate that will truly represent the Pasquaney School District and equalize that tax rate on both halves.
Questions from the committee? Seeing none. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Is there anybody else who, I'm sorry, one other person here. Adam.
Good morning. My name is Adam Donacour. I'm the Assistant Director of the Municipal and Property Division at DRA. Just here to confirm, we did help draft the amendment and we are good with the implementation. We can administer it as written. It's really just to change the basis of that first issue rate from what used to be Newfound Regional School District to Pasquaney School District.
Seeing none, I will close the public hearing on Amendment 2214S. And I'll open the public hearing. I'll open the entertain a motion to go into executive session on House Bill 123.
So moved.
It's been moved by Senator Sullivan, seconded by Senator Murphy to go into executive session on House Bill 123. So just understand, members, the reason why we have this bill, generally Ways and Means is not a second committee. The original bill was dealing with the statewide tax and how we implement a statewide tax and expanding a statewide tax. And so both myself and Senator Rosenwald petitioned the Senate President to assign this bill to a second committee. However, the Senate Energy and Ag Committee completely rewrote the bill with a wipe and replace all that creates a study commission and that deals with the issue of carbon sequestration versus timber tax and how that is. So they can study that. So I think that my initial cause for the expansion of the tax that generated it is no longer warranted because we didn't expand that tax in the original form as it came over from the House. So with that, I'll let anybody who wants to speak, but my inclination is to, given the fact that they created a study commission to be able to understand the implication of the timber tax versus the avoidance through carbon sequestration, what that looks like. We should let that study committee go through with the policy people that know the topic much better than probably we do. And then we can address the outcome of that, whether it creates a new tax or whatever the study committee comes up with. So with that, I will invite anybody who wants to testify. Do we have a sign-in sheet at all for no sign-in? If anybody wants to come and testify on it, they will, but the inclination is to pass the bill as it came out of the Energy and Agriculture Committee. Seeing nobody wants to testify, I'd entertain a motion to approve, to pass on House Bill 123.
I'll make the motion of ought to pass on House Bill 123.
It's been moved by Senator Sullivan, seconded by Senator Lang to pass on House Bill 123. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Motion for consent.
So moved.
It's been moved by Senator Sullivan, seconded by Senator Lang to put this on the consent calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. It's on the consent calendar. There being no further business of the Senate Ways and Means Committee, I'd entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
Moved.
It's been moved by Senator Murphy, seconded by Senator Sullivan to come out of executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. And the business of the day being done, we are adjourned.
Easy.